Lady returns 150 pieces of fried chicken.
So, a few years back I worked for a large retail/grocery company. And like most grocery stores, we have a deli section. I was working the returns desk, which I was still fairly new at, and a customer rolls up with a cart that had 2 cardboard boxes full of half-eaten fried chicken. I don't think I've ever seen that much fried chicken before. Me, hello, how can I help you? Customer, I would like to return this fried chicken. Me, what's wrong with it? Customer, I ordered this for a family reunion this past weekend. I took it home to my family, and when we got to eating it, it was all burnt and nasty. We weren't satisfied, and I'd like my money back. I'd like to note that she's still wearing her family reunion shirt. She's quoting our fresh food policy, which is 100% money back guarantee. So, I decide to follow through with the return, although in my head I'm thinking why anyone would buy fried chicken from us, ever. Of course it was going to be bad. Our deli food is known for being nasty. Anyway, she hands me her receipt and it says she bought 2 orders of 75 pieces of chicken, totaling out to about $100. I do the return, give her her money back, and I come around to grab the cart of chicken. It doesn't end there. Later, I'm taking returns/claims back to their respective sections, bakery to bakery, frozen to frozen, etc. I roll the chicken cart over to deli, and the 2 workers greet me, confused. I don't remember who said what, so I'll refer to them both as deli. Deli, what's this? They ask. Me claims. A lady came and returned these. Said they were burnt and nasty. Deli, and you took it back? Me shrugs, yeah, it's policy. 100% money back guarantee. At this point they're now visibly angry. I have a mini freak out and start to doubt myself. Is that the policy? Did I do it wrong? I was still new at returns, so it's possible. Me, was I wrong? They tell me no and sigh. They asked what the customer looked like and I described her to them. They get more angry. Deli, she came in last weekend to pick up that big order of hers. Took us all day to make it. She comes in and doesn't have enough money. Told us she didn't know it would be that much. She told us about her family reunion and how much it meant to her. She started crying. She only had about $80 on her, so we, the deli and bakery workers, decided to chip in and help her pay for the rest. All 3 of us looked down at the cart and cardboard boxes filled with half-eaten nasty chicken. This is why I have trust issues.
Yes, I have to ID your daughter, even if the wine is for you. She's the one with the money.
One thing about the company I work for, everyone gets ID'd for alcohol. Everyone. You could be 90 years old and riding in a scooter, you could be someone I've worked with and sold a box of beer to twice a week for the last 5 years, it doesn't matter. No exceptions. However, it's only the person paying who needs to show ID, and our registers make us scan the ID to verify the age. A while back, I was watching my store's self-checkout, when 2 ladies come up to one of the stations, one older and one younger. They start scanning their items, then I hear the ping of the register calling for my attention. Turns out they had a bottle of wine. As I start to sign into employee mode, I tell the ladies I'll need to scan an ID from whoever's paying. The older woman takes hers out and holds it up for me, and I ask her, "Are you the one paying?" Side note, during the entire encounter, the younger woman never said a single word. Her, no, she is. Me, to the younger woman, "Then I need your ID please, ma'am." Oldie, "She doesn't have one, just use mine." Me, "I can't do that, ma'am, I need the ID from whoever's paying." Her, "But the wine's for me, she doesn't drink." Me, "It doesn't matter, I have to ID whoever's paying." Her, "But she's my daughter, why can't she buy it for me with my ID?" Me, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's the law, we have to ID for alcohol, and we have to have it from whoever's paying." Her, snatches card from daughter's hand, "There, see, now I'm paying, take my ID." Me, "Ma'am, that's not how it works, I know it's your daughter's card, it's her money, she's the one paying, so I need her ID." Her, "Well, she doesn't have one." Me, "And are you able to purchase it yourself?" Her, "No." Me, "Alright, I'll take it off your order then." I remove the wine from her purchase, go put it in the go backs bin, and quietly relished in her, surprised Pikachu, link redacted, and the glare I got when I wished them a nice day once they were done.
The time I asked the customer where they were going and instantly regretted it.
I work in a charity shop. Americans would probably call them thrift stores or second-hand stores. I'm at the counter and this guy comes up and puts a heap of clothes down to buy them. I start ringing up the sale and notice all the clothes were for women, tops, skirts, pants, etc. I said he had great taste. One of the tops was pure silk. He thanked me quietly. He was really shy. Being good at customer service, I did my best to be friendly and smiled. As I was putting the clothes in a bag, I asked what he had planned for the rest of the day. He looks at me and mumbles, just exploring, and since there's that thing that's been going around, you can't really going anywhere overseas, but got excited anyway. There are some great places in Australia to visit, and I got excited for him and said this. That's awesome. That's so cool. I've been meaning to do some exploring myself. Where are you going to go? Hiking maybe? There's some great trails to go exploring, you can find some hidden gems. His face was priceless. Just a shocked blank stare. He said, oh, no, not that kind of exploring, and it took me a second to understand what he meant. He meant his sexuality. I wanted to die. I apologized over and over, but he laughed and assured me that I had made his day. I have never gone that red with embarrassment in my life.
How I kept my job after giving away $150 worth of product.
For about a year in high school, I worked at an international retail store in the US. Employees of this company would get a 10% discount on merchandise. Naturally, I would use this anytime that I bought things for myself. However, as a cashier, you see all different sorts of people in all different sorts of situations. I was seeing single mothers with several children who are buying baby food, wipes, diapers, clothing, etc. People who are in situations where they obviously cannot afford what they're buying, but they have to buy it anyways. I had the bright idea of using my discount to help them out, on the register or I was logged into, using my ID card. Do you see where this is going? It felt really good to see the looks of appreciation on these people's faces, so I kept doing it. I ended up doing it half a dozen times over the course of several weeks before management called me to the back room to have a chat. Apparently, whenever you use your discount on a register that you're signed into, it creates a red flag in the system. The manager who was supposed to be tracking that was on vacation for a week at the time and didn't catch it until I had already given away $150 worth of discounts. The two managers that were talking to me in the room brought me in there with the intent to fire me. They told me this afterwards. When they asked me why I did it, I explained that I was only doing it for the people who clearly really needed the help, and what I was giving discounts on. They shared a look between themselves for a few seconds and I could see a silent exchange happen. They decided to keep me around. Edit. Thank you for my first awards. I have some other stories about my early life, I just need to find a place to put them. Thank you all.
Idiot shoplifter calls the cops and gets himself arrested.
This happened about a week ago, but I was just reminded about this sub. It gave me a good chuckle, and I'm sure it'll give some of you one too. I work at a liquor store, so you can imagine we get our fair share of rowdy customers. This guy comes in, stuffs a bottle of Jack's down his pants and tries to walk out the store. Security stops him, the guy gets aggressive and takes a swing at the guard. Guard defends himself and they scrap for a few seconds, with the guard ending it by shoving the guy out of the store, hard. The guy then starts mouthing off at the guard at how he just committed assault, and that he'll call the cops and get him fired. Security guard tells him to go ahead, and the idiot actually does. Cops take about 5 minutes to get here. While we wait, the guy is still standing at the door yelling at the guard about how he'll beep him up, step outside, etc. Cops turn up, situation gets explained. They take a few minutes to check the CCTV footage, then cuff the guy and drive him away. Was a pretty bizarre encounter. Guy was probably beep up on something.
One of the best responses to a customer complaint I have ever seen.
Some background. A customer placed a $500 deposit using their credit card to start the process on an order. The customer canceled the order a few days later and was well within the cooling down period. The order was canceled, and the money was refunded to the card. This all happened within the same week back in December of 2019. The salesperson in question is one of our most successful salespeople and last year almost made $200,000 in total completion. Truth be told, until recently no one had paid any attention to this particular transaction. The sales manager at the start of October sent out a marketing email to all his past customers sharing some news in an attempt to generate some business. The customer from December of 2019 said he didn't want to do business with him, requested to be removed from the mailing list, first time he's requested this to our knowledge, which we did comply with, and accused the salesperson of stealing his $500. The salesperson checked the order, ensured the money was refunded as it should have been, even going out of his way to check with accounting, who did confirm the refund was issued with no serious delay or issue. The salesperson advised the customer of this, to which the customer accused the salesperson of stealing his $500. The salesperson provided the customer with his manager's contact details and told the customer if he feels that strongly that he stole from him, he should report him. The customer filed a complaint with us, we investigated the complaint, we determined that indeed everything has been done by the book and that the credit card used was actually a card in the customer's name. Basically no funny business took place. We however did invite the customer to provide bank statements if he feels like we didn't refund the money, and if we can't see the refund we will send him a $500 check. Generally when we do this the customer goes back, sees that we did indeed refund the money but they didn't notice it. The customer rejected our response and demanded he be compensated and threatened legal action. Over $500, it was escalated to our regional VP, who reviewed the details and came to the same conclusion. To which the VP wrote this email. Dear customer, it has come to my attention that you have accused person X of stealing $500 from you. You used your own credit card to place the $500 deposit and canceled within the grace period, which means you received a full refund. We have checked our accounting and everything appears to suggest that this is exactly what happened. We have invited you to provide evidence if you disagree with this statement, and even went so far as to say if you can prove the money was never returned to you, we would mail you a check in the amount of $500. You have failed to provide any evidence supporting your claims. Also, Mr. Salesperson is one of the most successful sales professionals in our organization and has over a 15-year track record of proven success. Salesperson has one of the highest customer satisfaction ratings in our organization by a substantial margin. In addition to it is impossible for our salespeople to steal customer deposits, our system simply does not allow for that. The fact that you have accused him of stealing your deposit with no evidence to back up your claim is disturbing. In response to this, you have decided to threaten us with a lawsuit. I have spoken to our lawyers, and they have advised me if you wish to pursue legal action you should have your attorney contact them, the contact details are below. Furthermore, I have made the decision to blacklist you from ever being a customer of ours again. Please note any responses to this email will be forwarded to our attorney. I wish you all the best. I translated the email, it wasn't written in English. But I printed out the email, and showed it to our salesperson and told him to block the customer's email.
But it's legal in my state.
I work 2 jobs, one of which is at a gas station. Usually pretty chill, most issues are drive-offs at the pump and alcohol. It's in a residential area and we've a lot of alcoholics in the neighborhood. This incident happened a couple weeks ago. A girl was passing through from out of state. Wanted a pack of Marlboro. I saw no problem initially, so I grabbed it and asked for her ID. First thing I saw was it was the one for minors. You know, the one, the short side is the width. Then I shrugged it off. We've had people who recently hit 21 but don't have updated cards yet. Did the expate photo and BD check in the card. Veiled. She was 18. So I asked to verify the ID was correct. Cause who knew, she could have a younger sister who looks like a twin. I've seen it before. It's her card, and so I tell her I can't legally sell her the cigs, and she just demanded to know why. It's because you're a minor, I told her, you're required to be 21 to buy tobacco products. She got huffy and said that it's legal in her state, as if expecting me to accept that and sell. So I just remind her that in the stage she was in, it was not legal, and that you follow the laws of the state you're in, not the state you're from. So she just took her card and stormed out. Best part of that interaction was a cop was waiting in line behind her. It's got me wondering though if there are states that still allow tobacco purchases by 18 years/os.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.